You guys, we have got to talk about Taylor Swift because there is a lot being said about her online. The Rolling Stone just posted a new article that has a lot of fans talking, people coming out and talking about how there is all of this forced hate against Taylor Swift. Rolling Stone is revealing how calculated things have been behind the scenes. We're going to get into everything that has been said about Taylor recently, with people also just not happy with her, not speaking up about the White House using her song when people like Olivia and Sabrina have spoken out. We're going to get into everything that has been said. Okay, I have to talk about the absolute storm that's been brewing online around Taylor Swift lately because the backlash, it's crazy. And it feels like the time from back in the day when saying that you were a fan of her caused a reaction like, ew. People really hated her during her feud with Kim and Kanye as they felt that she was a snake or a crybaby in this situation. When in fact, that it had been revealed years later that Kim literally edited the footage of Taylor and Kanye's phone call in Kanye's favor to make Taylor look like she lied about giving Kanye permission to use the lyrics that he did for his song, Famous. As time went on, people obviously felt differently about Kanye in general, and in turn, it has helped people look to Taylor differently as well. But really during COVID, I feel like that is when she gained a lot of new fans. During her release of Folklore and Evermore, people were like, wait, she is good, she makes good music, I love her lyrics, I'm relating to these songs more than Shake It Off. And then of course, the Eras Tour was a huge moment in the world that gained her insane attention. And it seemed now that she has more eyes on her than ever before. There has been a lot said from people that are accusing her of blocking other artists on the chart. People telling her to give others a chance, telling her to go away, which she actually addressed this week when she was on Stephen Colbert. She was talking about people that say this to her, but she says she doesn't want to go away.
How do you keep a good thing going? I think there are certain corners of our society that really love that and look up to longevity. There are also corners that are like, give someone else a turn. Can't you just go away so we can talk about how good you were? And I'm like, I don't want to.
So through all this noise, she's continued to put out new music. She dropped the Tortured Poets Department during the Aries tour, and then this year she dropped The Life of a Showgirl, which that album, well, its release came with a lot of opinions, and some fans feel as though it's weeded out the fans who only really liked her for Folklore and Evermore. I'll admit it isn't my favorite from her catalog, that's for sure, but people have really ripped into her and the album upon its release, and have called her out for several other issues that they've had with her in recent times. So after this release of this album, I mean, there's just been so much that has been said. And I do think that before this album's release, people were already kind of expressing frustrations with Taylor for not speaking out on world issues, feeling like she has such a massive platform that they just don't understand why she would waste it by not speaking up on certain issues. Fans have expressed that she probably doesn't speak out because of her own safety, but some don't feel it's a good enough answer as to why she hasn't spoken out. But with the release of her latest docuseries on Disney Plus, this whole conversation has kind of sparked up again as fans are telling others that she probably doesn't speak out because of things discussed in the docuseries. The first episode dives into the aftermath of Taylor trying to get back on stage following the events in Vienna and Southport, two incidents that deeply shook her during the Eras tour. In the episode, she talks about this fear and emotional weight of learning that there was a terror plot targeting her Vienna shows, which ultimately led to the cancellation of the concerts to protect fans. The episode also addresses the tragic stabbing at a Taylor Swift-themed dance and yoga class in Southport, England, where 3 young girls lost their life, a loss that Taylor says weighed heavily on her as she continued touring. The episode shows her struggling with grief, anxiety, and a sense of responsibility while leaning on her support system and later even meeting the victims' families backstage, showing how difficult it was to return to performing after such devastating events. And for a lot of viewers, it put it into perspective just how real the safety risks are for her and why speaking out on certain issues may feel less like a choice and more like a risk. But like I said, not everyone has seen it that way. Even with the added context from the docuseries, some people continue to call Taylor out for not speaking up on certain issues, arguing that the safety explanation still doesn't justify her silence. Now, that criticism has popped up again in moments like when the White House has used her music with fans questioning why she's comfortable allowing her work to be associated with political messaging while still choosing not to publicly comment herself. She's been compared to other artists such as Olivia Rodrigo, Sabrina Carpenter, and SZA, who have called out the White House for using their music to promote ICE. The White House has used Sabrina's songs recently. They used it in a now deleted 14-second clip where you can see people being pursued and arrested by ICE officers. She commented under the video and said, "This video is evil and disgusting. Do not ever involve me or my music to benefit your inhumane agenda." The White House team also made an Instagram post that featured a little bit of Olivia Rodrigo's song. In the video, individuals are being detained and seemingly deported. And she commented and said, "Don't ever use my songs to promote your racist, hateful propaganda." And when it came to SZA, the White House shared a TikTok featuring a montage of ICE officers chasing and handcuffing people. Someone from her label actually called out the White House for baiting artists to comment so that the post would get more attention, saying, "Trying to provoke artists to respond in order to help spread propaganda and political agendas is nasty business. Knock it off." And SZA tweeted and said, "White House rage baiting artists for free promo is peak dark inhumanity and shock and awe tactics. Evil and boring." Some said maybe Taylor isn't responding because she feels like they're also baiting artists and she doesn't want to give their message attention because that seems to be what SZA and her label are calling out. But some aren't happy that she just lets it happen where they use her song and it's silence. Some have accused her of being a Trump supporter as well, accusing her of being engaged to Travis Kelce and saying his family is a Trump supporter. And that's why she doesn't say anything. Though she did endorse Kamala in 2024 and has openly spoken against Trump in the past, which is why Trump has said that he likes her music 25% less than he did before. Though as for Travis, he mostly avoids saying anything about politics, but that upsets a lot of people. Now, during the release of her latest Life of a Showgirl album, people were coming down on her after feeling like she was shading Travis's ex. And there was also a moment where people felt a silver lightning bolt necklace that she was selling on her website was also very problematic and was getting her a lot of backlash.
So Taylor Swift just put out a necklace on her merch website promoting off her new album, The Life of a Showgirl, and that necklace, so Opalite was the only song I actually liked on the album. And then I came on TikTok and I saw many Black female creators' racial undertones that they heard in the song Opalite. And I am in the business of, I think they would know what a microaggression sounds like against them. And so my conclusion was did not mean to be cruel or racist in the song. However, position of power, she should have known better. She should have understood that people would take it that way. It's unfortunate, and I decided I was not going to stream the album anymore, right? Okay, so then out this. And yeah, actually, you know what? I do think the song Opalite is completely intentional, and I am sick. What the? What the? Okay, so this is promoting the song. There's a lyric where they say that they're dancing and the lightning strikes. And then we've got an opal light, I guess, in the center. Okay, so here's my problem immediately. Lightning bolts are not normal lightning bolts. They are specifically SS lightning bolts. Okay, it's not ambiguous. That is exactly what it is. And then 8 of them. Why does that matter? Because H is the 8th letter. Many put 8, meaning Hitler. They'll put it on their bodies. They'll put it on their motorcycles, their leather jackets. Supremacist gang, he had these tattooed on his body.
It was later pulled off the website, but some people did come to her defense in this.
Just for reference, this is an SS Lightning Bolt. These are not SS Lightning Bolts. Clearly, she has no clue what the flip she's talking about. She goes on to say that the star looks like an iron cross, which it does not look like that. And also, the iron cross is used today by Jesuits, which are a denominations of Christianity, so it's not purely a hate symbol. She goes on to talk about how there are 8 lightning bolt symbol for, which it is, but you know, there are 8 lightning bolts because that's the way that it lined up. It's not like 8 is this super obscure specific number that she chose. And the Onyx Night Opalite Skies thing is very, very much a metaphor for being shrouded in the light and being happy, so it's really a reach to call her racist.
But the backlash was very loud, and people were just ripping into Taylor for this, for being a billionaire, for her album, Just for Everything. But this week, the Rolling Stone actually put out an article claiming that the whole necklace situation was a coordinated attack. They basically said that a lot of this anti-Taylor narrative might not be organic at all, and instead part of a coordinated online smear campaign. Yeah, according to their report, there is evidence suggesting that bot networks and sock puppet accounts helped push and amplify the most extreme anti-Taylor content they wrote. That's according to new research from Goodyear, a behavioral intelligence startup that tracks how such reputation-damaging claims emerge and go viral on the internet in a white paper examining more than 24,000 posts and 18,000 accounts across 14 digital platforms between October 4th, the day after The Life of a Showgirl came out, and October 18th, shared first with Rolling Stone. The firm concluded that just 3.77% of accounts drove 28% of the conversation around Swift and the album. During that period, this cluster of evidently coordinated accounts pushed the most inflammatory Swift content, including conspiracy theories about her supposed illusions, call-outs for her theoretical MAGA ties, and posts that framed her relationship with Travis Kelce as inherently conservative, or trad with all of this framed as leftist critique. Though not everyone liked hearing that backlash towards Taylor was from bots feeling like, oh, so just because I had an opinion that didn't align with her fans, I'm a bot now, while others tried to explain that, though people could have felt similarly to what they're saying these bots were putting out, these opinions might not have crossed their minds if they hadn't seen some of these bot posts first that planted these ideas in their mind about Taylor and what she might be representing or putting out. Of course, people don't like her on their own, obviously, but the thing that was being said was that there were bots influencing some people out there on how to view her. And it ended up causing a larger wave of hate. All in all, the talk around Taylor has just been a lot this year. Like, it's not just the album discourse anymore. It is much more than that. And the thing is, so much can be true at the same time. Like, Taylor's always been someone who gets a lot of criticism. And honestly, some of the criticism has been valid, but now we're hearing about these conspiracy theories and smear campaigns being thrown into the mix. And it doesn't mean all the negative opinions are fake. It just means that the lines between real discourse and narrative manipulation is blurrier than ever. And fans are in an uproar trying to defend her against it all. It was just crazy to people hearing about the Rolling Stone article though. Not everyone believes it. Some people are saying that this is just her PR trying to make her look good by pointing the hateful finger in a bot direction. But yeah, all in all, there's a lot of opinions going around surrounding Taylor, and it does feel louder than ever. Some people who have seen her documentary are defending her by saying that they don't understand the hate that she gets at all, because it does paint her in a really good light and is extremely emotional, especially in the first 2 episodes. But I want to know what you guys think. If you guys been seeing this Taylor Swift backlash recently, and if you've been a fan, if you also feel like the hate right now was kind of similar to when she was getting a lot of hate around the Kanye time, when people were really supportive of Kim and Kanye and they didn't like Taylor, it definitely kind of feels like that way again. But I want to know what you guys think. Let me know if you've also seen the docuseries on Disney. Plus, only 2 episodes are out right now. But let me know if you guys have seen them. I love you guys so much, and I will talk to you in the next video.